What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 2018 Keeper of the Chains tournament, sponsored by Innova Champion Discs in Wichita, Kansas. You are watching the back nine of the first round. We've got an awesome card. We've got Crispin Carrasco, Ron Convers, Kevin Arndt, Casey Fluty, and Christopher Hall. Ron Con is currently leading the way at 1 down. Casey even. Kevin and Christopher Hall at 1 big, and Crispin at 4 big. So let's see how they do on this back nine. It's a lot more open. Here we got Casey from Wichita, Kansas. He's the local. And it looks like he's going with the hyzer. This hole is pretty standard. It's wide open. You got OB on the right side, you got some trees on the right, and you're really just trying to crush it up there. Plays a little bit uphill. And Ron is, he's still got that power. And he puts it about 30 feet right of the basket. Here we got Kevin from Derby, Kansas. Sponsored by Gateway. And he's fading out a little early, and that finds the OB. There is the drop zone. Or it might be an optional drop zone. We'll have to see. That got caught up in the trees, but that's safe. Crispin, another local. Yeah, that's a pretty similar shot as the last one. You need a pretty touchy up shot because this basket does sit on a downhill slope, so you gotta keep that in mind. And yeah, that'll work. That looks about maybe circle's edge, just barely short. And Crispin needs to get on a roll this back nine because he is falling behind, and that shot did not really help him out. And here's Kevin. Going with that forehand. That looks pretty good. Oh, looks like it just came up just a bit short. And Crispin with a pretty long par putt, and he comes up short as well. And it's extremely windy this round, especially this back nine because it's pretty open. There's definitely gusts up to like 35, maybe touching 40 miles per hour. And Ron is one of the best putters in the state. He's from Oklahoma. Yeah, and that wind is just really tough to putt in. It's hard to get that angle right. And Casey's kind of a spin putter, so he knocks that right in. He has a little advantage cutting through that wind. Here's Kevin for, I think, a bogey because of that OB stroke. Yeah, he takes a bogey, puts him at 2 big. And none of these guys are really having a hot round. A lot of pars, not a whole lot of birdies. Crispin taking a bogey and also just keeps separating from these guys in the wrong direction. Alright, hole 11. This is a 296-foot par 3. There is OB on that, it's straight, but the basket goes left. If you go too straight, you might touch that OB, that sidewalk right there. Looks like he came up a bit short. Super low ceiling. And that's flirting with that OB. Oh my god, look at this roll. Get in bounds. Oh my gosh. Well, Ron's going to watch this and then he'll realize how that happened. Kevin's keeping it low. Maybe a little bit too low. Yeah, he's going to come up quite a bit short. He'll probably have 120 feet back to the basket. And Christopher's hit that tree on the left side. And Crispin hits the tree as well. No one really had a clean drive here. The ones that did found OB. And they're just laying up. Just try to get on a knee. That should work. Yeah, and with this wind, I mean, a 15-footer can feel like a 40-footer. I mean, you want it under the basket. And Ron left that a little bit left. And that's going to be a bogey putt. Here's Casey for 2. The only clear birdie putt we had. And that came up just a tad short. Kevin, oh, look at that roll away. Sit down. Thank you. Come on, Kevin. There it is. That's a good bogey save right there after that OB stroke. And Ron left himself with the tester. Oh my gosh. Chain out right side. He's not happy with that. And Crispin will take that par. So Christopher, Casey tapping in for par. And Ron with a double bogey. He will drop 2 strokes to pretty much everyone. All right, hole 12, 280-foot par 3. That little ditch right there is full of water and is OB. So you gotta get under this low ceiling off the drive and then somehow either come up just short or just over it. It's really hard to attack the basket. And that's a great drive. It's gonna have a really tough putt by Crispin though. Kevin keeping it low. And this grass is pretty short, but it's super thick, so you're not going to see a whole lot of skips out here. And Ron with the great shot. He's almost the only one that has a birdie putt. And Chris will tap that in for 3. Here's a birdie putt. Go in. Oh! Let's go! Oh, and the point! He pointed right in my soul. Wow, that was an incredible putt. Nice to Kevin. It's going to be hard to follow that up. And Casey had no other choice but to do that right there. And this could be a big time putt by Crispin. He's got to get that nose up. Ah, and he gets it nose up, just needs to be a little bit higher. And Ron, the only easier to look. Oh yeah. A little GK slow-mo action there. Nice birdie. That's a great way to bounce back after that last hole with a double. And everyone else tapping in for par. Alright, hole 13, 380-foot par 3. Really no OB here. You're just trying to crush it uphill. It probably plays more like 430, 420. Yeah, there's some trees on the right, and yeah, just try to get as close as you can, obviously. And Ron and Casey are tied up at even now. Ron gets it up there. He actually goes past the basket, it looks like. Casey's got plenty of power to do it as well. He's about pin high. He's about maybe 40 left. Christopher's leaking left a little bit. Oh, no, he's not. He's way right. But he'll have about a 35, 40 foot putt. And Crispin searching for those birdies. Needs them. And that should do it. He is about 5 feet away. Here's Kevin for birdie. Yeah, leaves that a little short. That tailwind kind of knocked it straight down. Same with Christopher. See if we can get a big putt here. And round 2 is at Oak Park, about 4 miles from this course, and it is one of my favorite courses. And on this course, we couldn't fly the drone for the whole previews because there's an airport right across the street, so that was unfortunate. But there's a splash out again, left side. But yeah, Oak Park is just absolutely beautiful. Can't wait to show it to you guys next round. See if Ron can get this too. Make it back to back. Oh yeah. And when Ron catches fire, he is extremely hard to stop. He's got so much experience in this game, and his mental game is just so strong. Crispin with the great birdie. That puts him back at 4 big. Casey tapping in. He'll stay at even. So Ron will take the lead here. And Kevin for par. Yeah, there's really a lot of par holes. There's not a whole lot of birdie holes. All right, hole 14, 550-foot par 4. You really want to get it. You want to get past this tree line, right where Ron's heading. Yeah, right past there to set yourself up with a pretty standard, like 170-foot hyzer shot. And this is like the common play, smashing into these trees. But none of these guys are gonna be able to get to the basket off the drive. Casey got a lot of turn out of this. This is looking great. Oh yeah, and that gives him a dead straight 120-foot approach shot. Casey's leaking right into those trees as well. We're gonna see some awkward stances. Christopher, oh no, he hits that early tree. That's gonna give him a ton of distance to cover. He's going with a huge sky anti-flex shot. Looks like it's not quite flexing out. I'm not too sure where that ended up. Crispin's left with the low ceiling worm burner about 80 feet in front of him, so he's not gonna be happy about that. Oh my god, and Ron does the same thing. It almost looked like a roller attempt, but I can't imagine that. And he gets caught up right in the tree. That's going to be a tough putt as well. Low ceiling. And here's Ron's third. Woo! Scare it. That'll be a tap in 4. Here's Kevin's second shot for that fantastic drive. Oh yeah, he's playing this hole absolutely perfect. Chris going with the sidearm. It's a pretty good shot. He'll be having about a 30-footer. Yeah, and Casey really had no chance of making that. Just too much stuff in the way. And that was close. That was about 4 inches to the right. And Christopher just bangs it off the basket. He's going to need some birdies coming up soon. Kevin with a fantastic birdie. And this should be noted, Cody Hatfield and Bo Tillman are shredding this course right now. So they're going to have to keep pushing and get those birdies to maybe make Lee Card next round. All right, hole 15, 405-foot par 3. There is a baseball field on that right side, which is OB. Oh, and Kevin just hits that first tree. The sidewalk up on the left of the basket is also OB. So you got a pretty narrow fairway. And Ron's turning that way too much. And he stays in bounds, but that's going to leave himself with a huge ante or a forehand approach. Christian gets this up a little too high. And there's that OB I'm talking about. He comes up just short of it. He'll have about a 50 to 60 foot putt. Case also kind of hangs up there a little high. And with those trees like right in the middle, you got to really throw a perfect like anti-flex shot. There's not a whole lot of room for just a straight hyzer. And that comes real close to the OB, but he'll stay in. And Kevin trying to catch up to Ron and Casey over there. And that's going to leave him with a pretty testy putt. Yeah, and Ron really had no chance to get into the basket. It was like a dog leg right from where he was at. Looks like Christian's going to lay up. So Christopher, but it gets a little wind under it. Pushes a little more to the right. Casey is running this. Oh! Right off the top of the cage. That would have been a huge putt to catch up with Braun. And there's a great putt by Kevin. That was a fantastic par save. Oh my gosh. And Ron's hitting band. All kinds of things are happening on this hole. This is coming down to the wire. Chris tapping in for par. And here's a tester as well. Good putt. He'll stay at even. I believe Ron will go to even. Chris been tapping in for a bogey after leaving that last putt pretty short. Yeah, and Ron's tied up with Casey again. They're just going back and forth. Alright, hole 16, 375-foot par 3. You're basically throwing over this outfield. This is all OB where he is heading. Get over that fence. Oh! And he's on the field. And the basket is probably just about 50 feet past the center field fence. So you're really just trying to throw a flip-up hyzer and trying to clear it, but these guys are having trouble doing that. That is also OB. Christopher's going with a huge anti-flex. And he comes up just short as well. 3 people are OB already. And if Ron can get this in bounds, he's going to gain some strokes. Oh, it's moving great. Oh, yeah. That's about a 15-footer. Christian's going to try to follow that route, but he looks like he threw it a little bit too low. Oh, yeah, way too low. Also OB. And there's a drop zone, so we'll have 4 people throwing from here. It's really just a if you have a forehand, that's the preferred route since that tree's on the right side, blocking the backhand hyzer route. And Casey needs to get this close with Ron so close for his birdie. Can't lose 2 to him. And that should work. Christopher hadn't really thrown that forehand very good this round, but that puts him at about 30 feet away. Oh no, and Crispin's going with the backhand route, and it's biting him in the butt. That's right under the tree. Very tough putt. Yeah, it's hard to generate all that power with not being able to use your legs. Christopher with a fantastic bogey save. Good putt. And here's birdie, or here's Ron for a birdie. Oh yeah. Brings him back down to 1 down. Gain 2 on Casey. Crispin with the double bogey, and he is just wanting to get off this course. He's having a very hard time. It's also extremely hot out here, and that can wear you down as well. Yeah, Casey with the bogey. Alright, hole 17, 315-foot par 3. There is OB on the left side. And Ron just puts that roller right in the circle. OB surrounding, or on the back side of the basket. So you're going to be seeing some forehands or maybe some huge annies. That gets caught up by the tree a little bit. See if Kevin can get this in putting range to keep up with Ron. And that's about the same spot as Kevin. Christopher's going with that huge annie. Oh my, and that is absolutely perfect. Crispin's going to try to follow that as well. It looks like he put too much hyzer on it though. Oh yeah, that's fading out way OB. He'd be throwing from the drop zone. Here's Casey for 2. He needs this bad. Just not enough air on it. Here's Kevin. And they're just throwing the exact same shots on this hole. Ron for 2. Oh! Splashed out on the right again. Good bogey save by Crispin. Fantastic birdie by Christopher. That annie shot is so much harder than the forehand because you can't get distance with any skips. Forehand, you can just keep it fairly low and just throw as hard as you can. Something overstable. Casey tapping in his par. Kevin with his par. Same with Ron. Oh, Ron. Yeah. All right, hole 18, 541-foot par 4. And this is really just a bomber. You want 2 far shots. Not a whole lot of OB on this one. That sidewalk on the left, but they're just going to be trying to bomb it to the right side. And Ron's throwing a roller. And he had that tailwind, so that was a really smart play. A little bit too flippy. Kevin going with the hyzer flip. Wanting it to fade out, but it just keeps flipping, and he's on that far right side. He'll have a pretty long approach shot. And that's a fantastic shot by Casey. A little bit right, but it's not too bad. And Crispin testing that OB. He needs to get that thing turning all the way, and it does. a fantastic shot. And there's a lot of trees on this up by the basket to stop your upshot, so you gotta have good accuracy. And Ron put that about 30 feet short. He'll have a good putt at it. Kevin going with the forehand. I need to get down. Oh yeah. It's about circle's edge. Casey trying to catch Ron. Needs to get this real close. That's about where Ron's at. Crispin, he is done with this round. He is over it. Just nothing is going his way. Let's see if Chris can finish strong here. That might be a tough putt from those from that tree. Oh, Casey with a fantastic birdie. That puts pressure on Ron to knock his in. Ah, Kevin just right off the band. You know he wanted that to finish the round. And here's Ron. Oh, so close. An inch short. Great par save by Christopher from the tree. I was worried he'd have a pretty obstructed putt, but it didn't look too bad. There you have it. A lot of drop-ins for pars. Alright, and for round 2 we have Bo Tillman at 5 down, Coda Hatfield at 5 down, Nathan Alton at 4 down, Dominic Rodriguez also at 4 down, and Ron Convers at 1 down. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Bobby Cox. Make sure you like and subscribe, and see you on the next. Peace.